Good evening, Queensland. I'm Boyd Burgundy. Here with me is the lovely Lukeonica Corningstone and the charming Brian Fantana. We've got some big news. The Queensland Government has unleashed the Residential Tenancy and Rooming Accommodation Amendment Act of 2024. Catchy name, huh?
That's right, Boyd. Changes to Queensland's tenancy laws commenced on June 6, 2024. Some changes are already in effect, while others will start upon proclamation on a date yet to be advised.
By the beard of Zeus, rent bidding is now unlawful in Queensland. Rental properties, including rooming accommodation, must be advertised at the fixed price. Property managers and owners cannot accept rent offers greater than the advertised price.
The new laws aim to improve transparency and fairness in the rental application process. And there's more. The maximum rent payable in advance by tenants at the start of a tenancy is now capped. For general tenancies, it's 1 month's rent. For rooming accommodation and removable dwellings, it's 2 weeks' rent.
Well, that escalated quickly.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time. And by it, I mean the new tenancy laws.
Thanks, Brian. Soliciting or accepting more than these amounts is a breach of the legislation and penalties apply. However, once the tenancy is established, tenants can offer to pay more than the maximum rent in advance during the tenancy, and the property manager or owner may accept.
And there's a new rule about rent increase frequency. Rent increases are now like Halley's Comet, folks. They can only happen once every 12 months, and it's now attached to the premise, not the individual tenancy. The tenancy agreement must include the date of the last rent increase for the premises.
Great Odin's Raven, once a year? That's less often than I read a book. The changes do not limit how much rent can be increased by. The changes also clarify who is an exempt lessor or provider concerning rent increases.
This is madness. For those renting a room where the owner lives on the premise and there are fewer than 3 rooms available for rent, any bond must be lodged with the RTA. There will be also 3 heads of power established, meaning new regulations for a portable bond scheme, a code of conduct for the rental sector, and modifications for safety, security, and accessibility.
Oh, these laws sound like Scotch. I love Scotch. Scotchy, scotchy, Scotch. Down into my belly. And just like Scotch, these changes are going down some death killer.
Are you all right, Brian? Who cares? There are now changes to bond loans and commercial bond products regarding refunds. Plus, changes related to domestic violence and family violence provisions and the process for dealing with goods left behind in a rental property. That's kind of a big deal.
Other changes include the time frame to end a short tenancy in a movable dwelling and end a tenancy due to the termination of a community title scheme in a body corporate. And let's not forget the new penalty provisions and increased penalties.
Sweet Lincoln's mullet. Tenants, property managers and owners have new rights and responsibilities under Queensland tenancy laws. So, be abreast.
Oh, these tenancy law changes may mean that some property lease agreements will be as illegal as my Sex Panther by Odeon scent. It's illegal in 9 countries.
For more information on Queensland tenancy laws, please visit the RTA's website.
You stay classy, Queensland.
And thanks for stopping by.
60% of the time, it works every time.